This is a Heart and Hand production.
Hello everyone, my name's David Edgar. I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast. I'm joining you tonight live from Ibrox Stadium after Rangers defeated Dundee by 3-0 to maintain our winning run and stretch it to 8 games and take advantage of a draw in Edinburgh between our two title rivals. And look, whatever happened over there would have been utterly meaningless if we hadn't been able to take care of our own business, and Rangers did do that. Wasn't a vintage performance. There was definitely things that we can improve on, and it was live going into injury time today, but Rangers did what we needed to do and got over the line. The manager made 4 changes to the side that played in midweek. Into the side came James Tavernier as well as Bojan Miovski, but also into the side for their first starts were new signings Andreas Skov-Olsen and Tochi Chukwuani. And Rangers, I thought, started slowly. Dundee were good today, I think, in terms of shape and discipline and pressing. They pressed Rangers man for man all over the pitch, and Rangers didn't really try to play through that press too often, instead went long, and we weren't really doing particularly well with it. The manager said he felt we had too many players behind the ball in the first half. We weren't getting runners going, and we weren't getting in behind them, and I think he was right. And for the first 35 minutes, Rangers allowed Dundee to settle, I think, a wee bit too much, and Dundee were quite happy to let us have the ball on the halfway line between our 2 centre-backs and 2 central midfielders, and Rangers didn't push them enough. But towards the end of the first half, we did. We started to create opportunities. Might have been a different game had an early set-piece goal counted, but it was offside. Chukwuani putting the ball into the net, but he was flagged. And into the second half, you knew we needed to step it up, and we did so immediately. Rangers were given a penalty by Kevin Clancy, of all people, but I don't think he had much choice, as Nico Raskin is cleaned out as he's taken a shot. And you get this argument sometimes that, well, he's got the shot away. Well, he's still got cleaned out. You're not allowed to wait until somebody makes a pass and then you can kick them and it's fine. It's a penalty kick, end of story. And it was a pressure penalty. It really was. Tav deserves enormous credit. He stepped up and he put it away into the corner. The keeper got a hand on it, and I nearly discoloured my long johns at that point, but he didn't save it and we were a goal up. That didn't open the floodgates though. What I will say for this Rangers team is that the work rate is there. They worked hard. They kept Dundee at bay today, and what could have been nervy, and obviously the crowd were aware of what was going on in Edinburgh. And I have to say that the back 4 today were really strong, and made sure that it wasn't just that they were preventing Dundee from doing anything or getting in blocks or whatever. They were preventing opportunities. They were keeping Dundee at bay. I don't think Jack Butland's made a save over the 90 minutes today. In fact, Stephen Presley said afterwards he was disappointed that Dundee, the only thing he was disappointed that they didn't create, and I don't think Rangers let them. And I want to pick out the back 4 today. Tav, Manny Fernandes, who's been growing week in, week out. Nasser Jiga has had a good week in terms of his performances, and Jayden Magoma is really, really you can see him growing as a player. His recovery pace is so useful too. It did get tense, it did get nervous, right up until the 91st minute, when Dundee made really their first mistake of the day, and a loose ball at the back was passed straight to sub Danilo. He took a touch, ran into the box, and from the edge of it curled a lovely strike low into the corner, and that was it. Well, it felt like that was it, but it wasn't, because there was still time for Jaidi Gassama, another substitute, to step inside off the left wing, where I think he's much better than when he's on the right, and crash in a beauty into the far corner for 3-0. So in the end, it looks more comfortable than it was, but with the amount of tension that will be in there between now and the end of the season, that's just the reality. I think that it's just important to get the victories and keep the clean sheets going. If you've got a clean sheet, then 1 goal will do you. Great to get more. The manager spoke about it afterwards, Danny. Really, he's still looking to add attacking talent before the end of the window, and still a bit frustrated with not making the most of opportunities we have, decision making in the final third, which is all legit still. But again, praised the mentality of the players. He also praised the fans today, and the fans were great. They stuck with the players today. Sure, there was a few moans and groans when there was a misplaced pass. There was a few moans and groans from Dundee fans when their team did it. That's what football fans do. But they stuck with the players today, and there was a fantastic moment towards the end. First of all, the news came through that Hearts had equalised, which got an enormous cheer, and then Danilo a minute later scored, and the scenes were absolutely wonderful. Everybody singing and the place was full at the end, and that's not always the case. So the fans are responding, the players are responding, the manager is responding. One game at a time, but this weekend couldn't have gone much better. Thank you very much for joining me. Visit us over on patreon.com/Heart and Hand for loads more coverage on the match. And tomorrow, go wherever you get your podcasts and get the latest episode of our Heart and Hand flagship show. Till then, take care. Bye-bye, everyone.